guys, and welcome to my channel, Ohana Reads. My name is Anastasia, and let's get right to it. So today's video is going to be a bookish haul, which is really just books and not all just bookish. And I have this huge box and this tiny little bag. And they're both from the same order, so I don't know why they came in separate packages. This order is from Better World Books, another place where you can get cheap books. Most of these books I bought were like $3, like from $2 to $3 really. And guys, I bought a lot of books, so I'm going to not try and make this video so freaking long. So without further ado, let's dig into these books. Okay, so first comes the book that, in my opinion, is pretty old because this came out when I was in high school, but I didn't read it in high school, although I saw it like in the library. I was like, I don't know, but now I kind of want to read it. So it's Marked by Kristen Cass, PC Cass, and Kristen Cass, so I can't really wait to read this. This is pretty sure this is a vampire book. Yes. This is a vampire book, and as you guys should know, I'm into vampires right now with all of the vampire books that are coming out. Midnight Sun and Crush and Crave. So I had to get me some vampire books. It's just in my nature now. Second book in this little green bag is Stargazer, which is the second book to Evernight in Claudia Gray's series. So I literally could not put down Evernight when I read it in my May TBR. I read that book so freaking fast. I think I read it in like 2 to 3 days. Because that book had some interesting things going on it. What surprised me the most is that they didn't really tell... I don't know if I missed it or somehow, but they didn't tell us that she was a vampire until she bit the guy that she liked that I all of a sudden can't remember the name of. But now it's her and her guy that is a vampire hunter that she found out in the last book, trying to be together. And I'm living for their relationship because I really want this to happen. Even though he's a vampire hunter, she's a vampire, I want their relationship to happen because it is beyond adorable for them being teenagers. So this is awesome. Okay, so yes, a lot of these books are used, so they're gonna have like stickers like this, or like that's a publishing sticker, or stickers like this on the side, which is fine. I can take them off. But my third book in here is Bitten. If you don't know what Bitten is, it was adapted into a TV series that really didn't show on TV, but it is on Netflix. So if you do want to watch it, it's on Netflix. Or if you're like me and you watch it and then you want to read the book, because I didn't know this was a book series until after I had watched like 2 seasons, and my English teacher was like, yeah, it's a book series, and I was like, what? So I read a little bit of it in high school, not that much for me to really remember, although some parts in here are kind of just like the book, which is pretty awesome. So I did want the book so I can read it and hopefully continue into the book series, because that TV show is life, and it is probably one of my favorite werewolf. This is a werewolf, hinting the wolf that's right there. It's not a vampire book. Shocker, I know, but I am into werewolves, guys. Unfortunately, when it comes to Edward or Jacob, I'm a Jacob person. So, but I also have the Teen Wolf DVD series that's like extra showing that I'm werewolf. So I really wanted to read this book. So yeah, I got this book. But that's all in that green bag. Now we go on to this really heavy box that I'm not going to pick up and show again because that just hurt looking at myself pick it up, guys. But, oh, what nice little lovely packaging they've put in here. A lot of bubble wrap. Okay. Oh, yes. And the first book that is on top is Shiver. If you guys don't know, this book is a werewolf book. Again, I've got more werewolf books, I know. But this is a werewolf book, and it did come, I kind of bought it because it was recommended by Kate Jacobs. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but she does have a YouTube channel, and she does have a book talk, and she does have a bookstagram. So she does have some awesome recommendations if you guys ever want to do that and look at her recommendations. I'd highly go look at her book talks on TikTok if I were you guys, because she's got a lot of good recommendations on there. I'll make sure to add her little TikTok link down at the bottom for one that includes like vampires and werewolves and stuff like that if you guys are interested in that. But I can't wait to read this book. This is so pretty. This is like one of the simplistic covers that I've ever gotten for a werewolf book, and one of the very few werewolf books I have, because I don't have many, guys. And a lot of the werewolf books I've read have been like ebooks, so I'm excited for this. And then we've got Fallen. I can't tell you how many times I've been recommended to read this book. I believe this book is also a vampire book. I could be mistaken. So far is that this book is kind of like Twilight. Like, she wants the guy, but the guy doesn't want her, and they get into all this trouble together, is kind of what I'm seeing. And for the most part, it's like a mystery thriller novel going on here, from what I can see. So, it's not telling me if it's a vampire. I'm 99% sure this is a vampire book, so if it is, and if you guys have read this book, please let me know down in the comments. I did buy this because I know I was going to read, and I thought it was pretty interesting, but it's not telling me if it's a vampire book. And I'm not going to read this book just to find out right now during this video. So go ahead and let me know down in the comments if you've read this book, what it's really about, because the synopsis is not doing it very well. And then I have Of Poseidon. You can barely see that title because it's in like a foily thin pink, but I also got this book because it was recommended once again by Kate Jacobs, and so far I've trusted her recommendations because I've read Velvet and Evernight and I loved them, so why not buy some more off of her recommendations? Just saying. It's been good so far. Let's keep the good luck train going. But, so, essentially, the main girl in here, Emma, has special powers that she can talk to fish. And she's the key to this guy's kingdom, which is Galen. I'm pretty sure I said that really wrong. Galen's kingdom in Serena. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong too. But she's the key to the kingdom, and he's falling in love with her. So he has to fight off his feelings and do his duty for his kingdom. So it's almost like a story for her, but also a story for him, which I'm kind of here for. If both POVs are in here, I will be very happy, because I love it when there's like a love interest and it shows both POVs. I just love seeing both sides of the story. It's awesome. So yes, another vampire novel is Evermore. I got this book on many recommendations of other people that I've seen, like on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, so I was like, oh, why not? This is about a 16-year-old girl who lost her family in a very bad car accident, and she has these powers where she can see people's auras and touch a person and see their entire life. So for the rest of her life, she basically tries to avoid human contact, since she's already been labeled as freak, you know, the typical storyline where the person with supernatural powers gets called a freak and then falls in love with someone that's supernatural. That's kind of what's happening here. She falls in love with this guy that's mysterious and eerie, and she feels like he knows her already just by looking at her, and he can see into her soul. So that's kind of what's going on here, and she's fallen in love with the guy. So this is another supernatural love interest that I cannot wait to get into. And I know I have a TBR this month, but I really, really, really want to read all these books that I got. And just a heads up, guys, I still got a lot more books in here, but this is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. If you don't know what this is essentially a lot going on in this book. It deals with a lot of trigger warnings that unfortunately some kids have to go through today, like social anxiety and depression. But yeah, it deals with a lot of depressing stuff in here, unfortunately. I've seen the movie and I didn't know it was a book. Unfortunately, this happens to me a lot, guys, where I see a movie and I'm like, what? It was a book before a movie? Why didn't anyone tell me this? But yes, I'm going backwards, and half of these I will be going backwards. because half of them are books that were movies, and I've seen the movies but not read the books, so we're going backwards, but it's fine. We're getting there. And it's basically about a guy named Charlie who's a freshman, and he's not the biggest geek in school, but he by no means is popular. He's very shy and intelligent beyond his years, yet socially awkward. He is a wallflower caught between trying to live his life and trying to run from it. Charlie is attempting to navigate his way through uncharted territory. The world of first dates and mixtapes, family dramas and new friends, the world of sex, drugs, and Rocky Horror Picture Show, when all one requires is that perfect song on that perfect drive to feel infinite. But Charlie can't stay on the sideline forever. Standing on the fringes of life offers a unique perspective. But there comes a time to see what it looks like from the dance floor. So Charlie kind of goes through a lot, the main character in this book, and from what I'm seeing in the movie, I know I'm going to cry for him in this book because I cried for him in that movie because he goes through a lot. It's truly sad, but it's really eye-opening, and I can't wait to read this and see how different it is from the movie. Y'all are going to laugh at me, but I got a Disney book, and if you haven't known by now, I'm a Disney fan. Just look at my Pride Disney bucket hat we got going on with my rainbow Mickeys. And come on, guys, I've got Ariel sitting right here with me. You can't see them, but they're down here. You see Fantasia Mickey right here, and I've got Stitch and his girlfriend right here next to him. We're Disney fans, okay, guys? I mean, except for Coraline. Coraline is my second favorite after Disney because she's not with Disney; she's with Laika. I digress. We've got The Beast Within, which is like a little short story that Disney has done for some of the villains in the like Disney area, and I got this mainly because I have the other one, which is the Odd Sisters, and I just want the collection because like these covers are so pretty, and ignore the sticker, but like I feel like it just goes with, and it's got the Beast on it. You guys know I like Beauty and the Beast, so I can't wait to read this either. And this is a fairly new book I got. Yes, guys, it is another werewolf book. This is Nightshade by Andrea Kremer. Andrea Kremer. I know I totally butchered that. She's the alpha of her pack, but she has to choose of saving this guy or being the alpha of her pack. So she's in between a really hard space right now, saving her mate or being the alpha of her pack. So that's kind of a lot for her to choose from when one is her future, or both are her future, but one is with someone she can have for the rest of her life, and then one is just having power to rule over a pack. So I can see this, and I love when the girl is the lead of anything. She's leading her own pack, okay? Finding her own mate. This is awesome. I'm living for this. And I cannot wait to read this. And then I got Fateful, which is very shiny, from Claudia Gray. Another werewolf book, guys. I know. I've got a lot of these in here. But yes, this is another werewolf book. It is also recommended from Kate Jacobs. I have a lot of books in here that I have recommended for her ever since I started Bookstagram, and I went on TikTok and I figured that there was a community called Book Talk. I was like, what? I don't post, but I do watch, and I think it's pretty cool. But yes, this is another book with werewolves, and essentially it's another love story with a girl who's, I believe, not a werewolf, and the guy she loves is a werewolf. So this bases back like 1912, I believe, and she's on the Titanic. She's on the Titanic, and there's werewolves on the Titanic. So this is almost like the Titanic with werewolves, so I can see. So that's freaking awesome, and I can't wait to read this. What the? Claudia Gray is outdoing herself with these books, guys. I'm telling you that right now. I have like 4 more books in here besides this one, but those books are part of the series that I can't wait to tell you guys that I have. So yes. Okay. And then, so the last book besides the books that are in the series is Half-Blood. From what I've been told, this is like a mythological book. It's like gods and goddesses and stuff, but there's half-bloods, there's purebloods, and kids who have godlike powers because their parents are gods and goddesses. So I thought this was really interesting because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a Percy Jackson fan. I've seen the movies. To be honest, I know a lot of people don't like the movies. I don't like the second movie, but I do like the first movie. I feel like they did really good with that first movie. Though I have not read the books, they are sitting right here waiting to be read, and I will get them on my TBR, but I haven't read them yet, and I will. But I am a fan of Percy Jackson and mythical gods and stuff like that, so this is very, very interesting to me, and I cannot wait to read this, and the cover is just so pretty! So pretty! I like the flower. But yeah, I have the most amazing series, in my opinion, because I love Dylan O'Brien. You're going to understand what I'm talking about if you've seen the movies. But I have the Maze Runner series. Yes. So if you don't know about the Maze Runner series, it's essentially dating as to when the sun is killing everyone. It got too bright, and it created a virus that was airborne, and they're using kids to stop that virus. And so in the Maze Runner, kids are stuck in this maze and they're trying to get out, and Thomas is the only one that can get them out. And so that is actually the really good part for this, is that Thomas is able to help them. But what Thomas doesn't realize is that he was a part of the problem before he was able to help them, because they take their memories. And then we have Scorched Trials, which is the second book and the second movie. They were made into movies, guys. Unfortunately, only 3 of them out of the 5 books are made into movies. Yes, there are 5 books, and I have 4, but I have the 5th one that I'll show after this. But Scorched Trials is where he understands that he was a part of the problem, and that where they're at after the maze is still with the bad people, aka Wicked. And so they escape Wicked, and then they go into the harsh environment, and they're learning how to survive out there, and they're finding people to help them and to help other kids that are being used by Wicked in that book. And in Death Cure, essentially, they're going back to save one of the main characters in Death Cure because he got captured by Wicked, and there's a lot of sadness in this, and it's very depressing from the movies. So I'm actually very, very sad with this book. I like the movie, but I'm sad in the movie because a lot of death occurs, and it's not very nice. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that happened in the movies did not happen in these books. There's a lot of different things. Like, for instance, the 2 main characters in these books, one of them dies, and she's still alive in this book. So I'm very interested to see what happens in these books based off of the 3 movies that they've done out of the 5 books. So there's those books, the 4, and then the 5th book I already have, Sorry Little Octopus, is the Fever Code. So the Fever Code is technically a prequel, like a book you're supposed to read before the series, because this is telling us what happens before the maze and how the maze was built. Although it says book 5, I kind of want to read this first and then read 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like point 5. So I kind of want to read this first because it's telling me what happened before the maze, how the maze was built, why the maze was built, and how Thomas is involved in it. So I kind of want to read this first. You guys let me know down in the comments if you think I should read Fever Code first or Fever Code last, since it is book 5 and not book .5. So you guys let me know. A crap ton of books. A lot. I've got 2 stacks right here that don't go past the camera, but if I kept building this stack, it would go past this camera. But that is it for today's video. If you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!